welcome to another episode of Diary of a Wannabe Comedian with me, Belle, a wannabe comedian. First of all, if you have deciphered the title of this podcast and the significance, well done you, go to the top of the class. Now, what else can I talk about? Joe Lycett is sabotaging my comedy career. I'm not impressed. Actually, I don't know how I feel about this. So I quite often will pick out articles that I find that have got some comedy in them and try and write some comedy basically to try. And I've had a few lately where I'm just like, these are crazy. But, I've flagged them and I've actually started writing some comedy around one of them. Today, I saw something that Joe Lycett put out. I'm not even sure where I saw it. But he basically said that for his new show, he's been planting fake news. And he's asking people to try and work out what's real, or what fake news he is responsible for. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. I appreciate that he's sort of faking more feel-good news stories. But so, for example, the one that I was going to make some comedy around, or I started making comedy around, and obviously cannot do that now because it might not be real, was a story about Specsavers investing in another plane. Now, I just thought it was so bizarre, but, now I'm questioning, yeah, it is bizarre. So it's probably one of Joe's. And I've got quite a few like that, but, what do I do? I can't make comedy out of them because I don't know whether they're real or not. We're not going to know until his new series comes out. And quite frankly, I'm cross with you, Joe, because I just think this is a step too far. It's just messing with everything. He was also watching an episode of Have I Got News For You, where they were talking about an article and alluding to the fact that that was one of his as well. So he's even tricking the mainstream news channels. There you go. Two wrongs don't make a right. That's all I'm going to say about that. I have just been, I haven't just been. That's not quite true. It will be true, but I'm going to be co-opted as the variety officer for Equity. So I just sat in on a meeting as an observer and decided, I'm going to progress and get co-opted in and hopefully represent the needs, wants, views of those in the variety industry for South London, that is. So I'm quite excited about that. It's sort of quite official, isn't it? Me. But it's desperately needed, in my opinion. It is one area of the arts that is, what's the word? Has a rough time. I've actually got an example at the moment on the go. I'm not going to talk about it just yet, but I will talk about it if this particular producer does not sort his act out and resolve the issue with me. But I'm having trouble with a particular producer and some personal data. Let's put it that way. So if he doesn't sort it out, I will name and shame him because I'm fed up with this. I'm fed up with the way women get treated in comedy. Maybe that needs to be my first campaign. I know I'm being cryptic with that one. The only other thing I can say is that I have a gig this week. I will have done that gig by the time we speak on Thursday. And fingers crossed it goes as well as the one I had last week. Much love and gratitude.